class. Today we will start another topic, and the name of the topic is reflection of sound and echo. This is one of the most important topic in this chapter sound. So reflection of sound, like we have done reflection of light, that whenever sound or light strikes a surface, that bounces back after striking the surface. So that is the reflection of sound, and the same is the reflection of light. In case of light, we need a polished surface, a smooth surface, but here sound can reflect back from any surface. So that is the only difference. So echo. Now echo is the special case for reflection of sound. Okay, why I am calling it a special case of reflection of sound, you will get to know once we start the topic. So echo is the reflection of sound after striking an obstacle, hill, wall, cliff. It can strike any obstacle and then it comes back. So this is what we call echo. Remember, echo is the repetitive reflection of sound. Is the repetitive reflection of sound. It means it keeps on going again and again. It keeps on repeating itself. So here we have one man standing on one cliff. There is another cliff. The man standing there. The distance between the two cliffs is d. So man shouts. It sends some vibrations in the air. So the vibration or the energy carries. It strikes the cliff. So from man to the cliff, it travels a distance d. Once it strikes the cliff, it comes back. It will travel the same distance d. So how much distance the sound energy has traveled when it goes from the person to the cliff and then comes back again to the person. So the total distance is 2d. Now time is 0.1 second. Why I have written it 0.1 second? So that is why I was saying it was this special case of reflection of sound, because the human brain is built in such a way that it can distinguish between two sounds only if they come within a minimum time period of 0.1 second. Minimum time period. It means at least you need this much time period to distinguish between two sounds of different kinds. Okay, so one is the original sound which is coming, another is the reflected sound which is coming. So if brain does not get this minimum time, it will get confused and you won't be able to make out that which sound is the original one and which one is the reflected one. So in order to hear the distinct echo means the original sound separately and the echo separately. So in order to do that, you need a minimum time period of 0.1 second. Velocity of sound in air is 340 meter per second approximately. Now you can calculate this distance. How? Velocity is equals to distance upon time, but we have distance as 2d, so it will be 2d upon time. So d will be v into t upon 2. If you solve this after putting these values, what you will get is 340 into 0.1 upon 2. Remove this point, 10 comes, 0 goes off, and 17. So it means distance is 17 meter. So this is the minimum distance which you need. Why minimum distance? Because the least time taken to make out the distinct echo is 0.1 second. So the minimum distance between the man and the cliff should be this much, minimum. If it is less than this, then what will happen? Then this time period will decrease. And once this time period will decrease, what will happen then? You won't be able to make out between the original sound and the reflected sound. Alright. So now if I write some important properties of this echo, for echo to take place, what would be those? The minimum distance between the two obstacles should be 17 meter first. Second, the wavelength of the sound, it means the size of the obstacle should be much greater than the wavelength of the sound. Okay, so size means height or the width of the mountain or the cliff of the wall should be greater than the wavelength of the sound. And number third, the intensity of the sound should be such that it should be able to reflect back and come, and then it should be audible enough to make out that what is happening. You getting it? So three important characteristics we have discussed. Number one, the distance, the minimum distance between the two obstacles should be, or two cliffs should be, minimum distance should be 17 meter. And second, the size of the obstacle should be greater than the wavelength. And number third, the intensity of the sound should be loud enough to be heard back once it strikes the obstacle. Okay, so these are the important properties you can call or important characteristics for echo to happen, you can call. Okay, now this is this. Now what we will do now, we will try to figure out some of the uses of echo. So what are the uses of echo? So echo is used by bats. So how do bats use echo? So bats produce ultrasonic sound. Once that ultrasonic sound travels in the air, it strikes their enemy prey and then it comes back, or any obstacle also it can strike. It comes back and they figure out that how long the sound has taken to come back, and based on that they calculate the distance. Okay, and they got to know that how far is the prey from them, or how much time it is going to take and all that. Same, dolphins do the same thing. They produce ultrasonic sounds and then they find out their prey, enemy and obstacle. Now the very important aspect of this is used in sonars, sound navigation and ranging. So this technique is used in ships. So in ships, using this technique, they again produce the ultrasonic sound with a device, and then the sound goes, and this sound figures out that there is if there is any obstacle, iceberg, or any big fish or anything which can cause damage to the ship. So based on that information, they take further decision how to sail the ship. So that is sonar. Sonar is also used in finding the depth of the sea, using the same principle, because once it goes, ultrasonic sound, it hits the bottom of the sea and then comes back, and using our equipments we can find out that how long it has taken to come back, and then we can calculate the depth of the sea. Similarly, sonar in medical purposes also, sonar is used. You must have heard about ultrasonography. So in ultrasonography the same principle is used, sonar. So this was all about the echo. You need to remember this formula, V is equals to 2D by T. You need to remember this time, and for some numericals you need to remember this thing. Then the uses are very important. Sonar, you need to remember this word, that for this echo we always need ultrasonic sound. Okay, as I told you, the third important condition for echo to take place is the intensity of the sound should be loud enough so that it can go, strike, and then come back and can be heard again. Okay, so this was all about the echo. Numericals we will be doing in the next class for the echo. Thank you.